Alright, welcome back to pycse. Today I'm going to talk about the data types and structures in Python booklet that we published a few weeks ago. So in Python we have lots of data in science and engineering calculations. There can be numbers, there could be arrays, there could be lists of numbers. We might have strings, there's Boolean types, there's a whole lot of different things that we have to consider. And in the beginning you can get by with just numbers and some basic data types. But eventually you find that you need to learn about dictionaries. For example, in constrained optimization, that's how you enter the constraints. And other times it's convenient to know about tuples and how to use all of these different types. So this is a supplemental data booklet, and it goes through things in the order that are kind of common. We have sections on integers, on floats, on complex numbers. We talk about the Boolean types. There's a whole section on strings and how to use them. There's a section on lists and different ways you can assign values, change the length. Be careful not to try doing algebra. We talk about tuples. That's an immutable container like a list, but immutable. That means you can't change it after you make it. Dictionaries are really common, sometimes called hash tables, where you have key value pairs. And we talk about NumPy arrays and how they are used in math, and different ways to create them, to do array algebra, linear algebra, manipulation, and joining them in different ways. And then I talk about a bunch of less common data structures, less common in science and engineering calculations. In my experience, things like a set, that is a set of unique values that has no repetitions. Enumerations are more common in regular programming, but sometimes it's helpful to just know they exist and know how to think about them. And a few things in collections where you can start doing things like making a named tuple that allows you to access data in a more convenient way by attributes. Counters are convenient to count how many things are in there, and using a default dictionary is also sometimes helpful. And then finally we talk about user-defined structures. So I mentioned the idea of the named tuple. You can use that to create your own kind of data structure that has things in it that looks kind of like you've made a class, and you can access data in it by attributes like this. And finally, a very brief introduction to data classes, which is a relatively new way to make a class in Python that's simpler than the conventional way. So the trade-off between these two methods is really just how you want to encapsulate the data and the methods that go with it. Up here with the name tuple, everything is separate, and down here in the data class, everything is together. And that's really just a decision for you to make at some point. Okay, so that is a brief summary of what is in the data types and structures in Python booklet, and you can find a link to it in the video description. And if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel so you can see new ones when they come out. Alright, thanks. Have a good day, and see you next time.